everybody! Seth here with the third Unrivaled Lotus Jubei Monthly Progress Showcase! Yeah, I apologize to anyone I scared when I was saying that, I actually really wasn't sure if we were gonna get one of these this month, because, as I mentioned, most of this month was spent just dumping, time into Tao and finishing her up. But, luckily, my fear has been dispelled. I sat down, I gunned a bit out for Jubei here, and, this will hopefully be a bit of a shorter episode, but I think I got enough going here to probably warrant, another episode of this for you all. Keep you updated and posted on what's going on with the other cat, I should say. The one people actually care about. But not to waste any more time, might as well get through this as quickly and cleanly as possible. Where do I even begin? Okay, so the first thing I've done to him is I noticed with Jubei, kind of a, not really a huge flaw with him, but something I noticed, the pushback on his C-normals, if you don't cancel them, it actually sends the opponent back really far normally. Well, now they don't. I have reduced the pushback on Jubei's C-normals by a considerable amount, so you can, just in general link them together a lot better. I realize this might result in them being less safe on block, though. I think I can apply the pushback to only apply on hit, luckily, so if that does... Let me see here, actually. Yeah, it does also keep you close to them during pressure, though. So you can, mount your offense and continue it easier without having to worry about getting pushed out of range. Why do I keep thinking that works? But in any case, yeah, reduce pushback on the sword normals. If you guys think I should only do it on hit, or if it's good on block too, because like I said, it might make him more minus, technically, because the pushback could maybe make him more safe if they block the sword normals. I mean, you're gonna be canceling these a shit ton anyways, going in all sorts of crazy mix-up bullcrap regardless, so I don't really see any reason to not make it on hit only. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is actually kind of a bug fix, or like an oversight fix, I should say. So, when I showed off his 4D parry last time, every hit on the enhanced drive follow-up would end up fatal countering. But now, as you can see, only the final hit will fatal counter, which is, much more appropriate, rather than having it do 4 fatal counters at once. So, that is fixed, too, to be more normal, I guess I should say. Oh, I fucked that up, oh well. So, that's another thing we changed. And speaking of drive moves, not necessarily like the actual drive moves, not the enhanced counters, I buffed the unenhanced drive untechable time again. Since I seem to have this weird problem where no matter how much untechable time I seem to give these things, they'll sometimes just tech out at very weird times, mainly during like airstrains. They'll tech out at really obnoxious times. Shit. And then there's also, like, even right now, after a very long combo, in some cases you can get, like, a really nasty reset, because after you do the 2 drive attacks here, not like that, if you do 2 of these and then the third one, in longer combos it actually won't fully combo, and the third enhanced 5D can actually turn into a nasty-ass potential reset, or, like, BD. So that's kind of iffy. But at least for the amount of time, I basically buffed the air and technical time on all of these to try and make them not just fall out of the sky after a long combo and then ending with this. Hopefully, anyways. As for the enhanced drive moves, I noticed... This is kind of a problem, because I realize it's a problem with my old Unlimited Jubei mod, too. There's a couple things I have to patch about my old Unlimited Jubei, actually, after working on this man right here for a bit. So one of them was that, with the C follow-up, and also the D upward motion, you could technically, if you wanted, infinitely air stall by just spamming these. And so it kind of goes against the overdrive effects for Jubei because you don't have any limitations on how much you can use the enhanced drive when you're in his overdrive normally. But in a similar vein to what I did with Hazama and some other characters, ready for me able to infinite air spam, I have sadly had to make the aerial version, the grounded version does not, but the aerial version costs an air option to use. And so when you run out of jump/air dashes, you cannot use any more airborne enhanced 5Ds. Demon Fox and Black Panther, after noticing last time, if you remember, the very pathetic amount and timing of the projectile invincibility, I have buffed the projectile invincibility frames of Demon Fox to last longer. Of course, it's still a little picky due to how the attack hits and moves, but should be a lot better, easier getting in on projectiles with this. Not that even it's not really your main option for approaching against projectile spam anyways, but yeah, definitely don't use Demon Fox to try and actively anti-zone the opponent. That's probably more something for, I don't know, Shadow Wolf is probably better, or hell, your fucking drive move is probably better. That too. But just in case, because Demon Fox's projectile invincibility for cutting them was pretty shitty. As for Black Panther, a suggestion from DigiAngel in the comments. By the way, I know you lurk a lot, but I really appreciate you coming into the comment section for the last Jubei showcase. I've taken your feedback to heart, and this is one of the times. Instead of being invincible, I have made... I'm actually really hating myself for not thinking about this sooner, because it makes so much sense. But Black Panther, instead of being invincible... Shit, forgot to... Now, guard points for projectiles instead, making it a lot more... I also extended the amount of time it's invincible projectiles, so it actually guard points them longer than it was invincible for normally. But, yeah, this will now... I think this should... I wonder if this can eat Tempestolia. Shit. Wasn't fast enough. Ah, man. You see, that's kind of the problem with not being able to... I took away the ability to hold the attack. Maybe I might add that back in. But, yeah. This will guard point now. You don't take any chip damage either from blocking a projectile, so no need to worry about that at all. What else? What's next on the list, Seth? Ah, distortion changes. This really is gonna be a short episode. God damn. It's distortion changes and then literally onto stuff I did for his overdrive. Fun times, fun times. Alright, first off, we finally gave Thousand Hands Roaring Pillar some love. The Paration 1 on Roaring Pillar has been raised from 80 to 90, and we have added 25% minimum damage to the attack, so it's better as a combo ender. And as you can see, the final hit now does much more damage, and sends the opponent straight up into the air, along with the attack in general actually having less recovery, so I believe you should be able to do less recovery on hit, I should say.
Maybe just stay down.
Ah, damn. Alright, you can do Morning Shore into Roaring Pillar still, but you can't do Roaring Pillar into Morning Shore. Ooh, does that work? I wonder if that works. Probably not. Might need to adjust that a little more. Ah, surprisingly not fast enough considering how fast a 6B is. This is sort of meant to be like Hasotobi from Margaret. I actually wanted to make it work exactly like Hasotobi, where it counts up a certain number of hits down to like a multiple of like 11 or something. In Jubei's case, it's been 7 for Margaret. But I couldn't quite gather or understand how to get that working. I thought I had the resources to do it, but it was getting way too complicated for something that should have maybe just been simple, so I just opted to always have the last hit of the attack do a shit ton of more damage and launch the opponent into the air like Hasotobi does. Morning Shore also got some more love, though. Didn't leave it out. I figured it was a little undertuned, so I actually gave it some extra stuff. Morning Shore will now deal hits faster while falling from the sky, kind of like what I did with the Wild Lion here. It'll deal hits faster during its descent, and the, let's see, Duration 2 has been raised from 84 to 90, and this has 10% minimum damage now. Less than Morning Shore, but still a decent amount to make sure it doesn't scale as hard, and still does a decent chunk of damage using those heavily scaled combos.
Maybe just stay down.
So his baseline distortions are now a lot better overall. I'm very happy with how they turned out so far. As for his newer distortions, I have added a buff to 22C, Twilight Tiger, which is, it's another thing I probably might have to change on Unlimited Jubei. It's a consistency boost, because I noticed with Twilight Tiger, when you hit the parry and you're on, like, a weird side, or, like, especially airborne opponents, like, maybe I can try. It's not gonna work anymore because I fixed it, but basically what I did was, if you trigger the parry, let's see if I can do this in, alright. When you trigger the parry, the opponent is now warped directly in front of Jubei rather than being where they are, because normally if Rachel did this before, Jubei would Black Panther, it would potentially whiff on her. I think he'd maybe turn around and hit her, but in some certain weirder cases, the Black Panther would hit weird, and then maybe the follow-up strike wouldn't hit either. Just a lot of wonkiness involved. So now, just as a consistency boost to make sure the counter, when you trigger it, always works, he will warp, the opponent will warp in front of him and be trapped there. I know it's kind of jarring and janky, but it's just making the functionality attack actually, well, function. This does not happen, obviously, if you do not trigger the counter and it happens on its own. The opponent does not get warped directly in front of your invincible, unblockable counter move if they don't trigger your parry, so don't worry about that. Speaking of new distortions, I actually gave Jubei a completely new one now. Indeed! I kind of teased this last time in my comment section, but, I figured it'd be a little novelty slash tool for him to have, so I will show you now the debut of 214-214C. I do not have a prefix name to give this yet, so that's left blank for now, but I have deemed this move Soaring Justice.
Just try and dodge.
As you can see, holy shit, that did set, oh my god! 67! Okay, I might need to damage nerf or scaling nerf that to hell. I thought I balanced it out already, but I guess not. So, as you can see, he will do a longer startup for Rising Justice and then shoot out 4 very large orbs that bounce around and linger for a lot longer and deal a lot more hits. And this is basically your free, he already has a bunch of skip neutral tools between Morning Shore, Roaring Pillar teleporting. This is basically your meter burn Oki option though. If you wanna be even more oppressive than just like knock down into Rising Justice, you do knock down into Soaring Justice. And this can lock people down for a while. And it's even sort of combo up for decent scaling. Fuck, I need to play that longer, but God, I need to stop saying what, or just in general a lot. I notice I do that on videos and it pisses me off. Speaking of orbs, actually, I forgot to mention, I actually fixed the autocorrect on Rising Justice. Soaring Justice orbs will also autocorrect, by the way, if they cross with the opponent, but
Just try and dodge.
now they will accurately bounce the other way
Just try and
if the opponent crosses up the orb. I figured that out. It took a while, but I figured it out. So even, yeah, see, they follow her! They stalk her if she tries to tech out the other side! Alright, that's enough, fun with the orbs there. It's taking 17 minutes to talk about this stuff. It's okay, though, we're almost done. Because we are now on to the overdrive changes. Although first, let's probably address another suggestion from DigiAngel that they brought up. I want to ask your guys' opinion on this, because I'm not sure myself. They mentioned that I should maybe flip the commands of Roaring Pillar and Morning Shore, so make Morning Shore 236, 236D like it used to be, and then swap Roaring Pillar to 214? And the reason behind this is because Morning Shore is very, very, very fast. Like, if you're trying to do a pressure string on Jubei, this is like 6 frames. He can just mash out, and it's invincible. Roaring Pillar is 12 frames, or 13, and it's not invincible on startup until after he's teleporting. So I kind of see their argument. It might be a little too good, but this is a super boss. I don't think it's too, like, atrocious for a super boss to have. But at the same time, I kind of see the law. I don't want to disorient anyone's muscle memory either with having this be forward all the time. I mean, it's already bad enough I had to warp this to being backward, but that's just because overriding, conflicting commands. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I'm not sure about it myself. Hello, game? Okay, there we go. We're fine. Alright, where was I? Right, overdrive changes. Of course, the first thing I would do is for the enhanced 5D. Do I have my overdrive timer set to infinite so I don't have to keep... Okay, yeah, we're good.
No more fools.
First things first, I mentioned that his enhanced 5D now takes air options. Well, of course, in overdrive, which has a limited duration, you can't technically infinite camp with it since it freezes this timer anyway, so of course, that restriction is removed in overdrive. Use as many as you want. Unfortunately, you do still need to have at least one jump to use it in the air at all. I tried to make that flag only happen when you're not in overdrive, but it just doesn't seem to fucking work. But so long as you have at least one jump or air dash, I believe you should be able to just go nuts with this here.
Nice. Maybe just
Overdrive change number 1. Another, and one you are probably looking forward to, all of his form specials can now cancel into any other of them, or Hexa Edge, or Fissure and Slash, I should say, instead of just the next one. So instead of having to do Shadow Wolf and Demon Fox, you can now do Shadow Wolf, Rising Wild Lion, or Shadow Wolf, Black Panther, Demon Fox, Black Panther, Wild Lion, into Demon Fox. Does that work? Oh, that's nasty! Oh, that's so cool! Fuck. My timing on that's such ass. You can do that too. That's the sad part.
something wrong.
But yeah, your special restriction, basically just like Hakumen or Dark Messiah Susanoo in his overdrive, you can be very free-flowing with your special cancels now. Simple as that. I should say that only one of each special can be used per string, though, also similar to Susanoo. Although the air versions are counted separately from the grounded versions, so you can do Grounded Wild Lion, Black Panther, and then Air Wild Lion. That works. Or the same with Demon Fox as well.
Maybe just stay down.
Anything else to note about this? The Hexa Edge follow-ups are counted the same as the standalone versions of the Fissuring Slash follow-up. So, doing Fissuring Slash, Demon Fox, or Shadow Wolf counts as your future Shadow Wolf usage, etc. Dicking around here. I have a lot of fun just doing random shit for combos with Jubei. I'm fucking around a lot more just in training mode while I'm doing changes on him, compared to most of my other mods. Yep. And as you probably already noticed, the next change to talk about is his enhanced his unenhanced the third versions of his unenhanced enhanced drives, which I was going to do already, but Jeets also thought of this himself. The final of the drive change are now, instead of their non-overdrive versions, they're now the normal overdrive versions of Jubei's Morning Shore and Roaring Pillar. With a bit of an extra buff to them in that the final hits all have more hit stun, and the final hits of them, since they're all multi-hits, still deal the massive base damage of the non-overdrive version. So, non-overdrive Roaring Pillar's final hit will normally deal 2,000 damage, well, this one will now also still deal 2,000 base damage on the final hit, instead of going down to 400 like the rest of the rapid hits essentially. Hopefully that makes sense. And same with his Morning Shore variation, which also keeps the steeper launching angle. Ooh, can I do... Oh, it's so cool. So fucking cool. Yeah, it keeps the alternate launch angle still, so you have to worry about, don't have to worry about them falling out or not being able to combo after.
Maybe just stay down.
Anything else? Right, for specific special changes, I'm having a little trouble deciding on these, by the way. I'm not sure what to do for Black Panther. I have an idea what to do for Fishing Slash, but if anyone has any ideas for Overdrive Black Panther, do shout them out to me. For Demon Fox, it launches higher on hit to kind of facilitate being able to chain into the other specials easier. And it also deals more chip damage on block. Decent chunk more. Can't really see it if he regenerates, but still pretty. I might increase that a little bit more though. Yeah, more chip and higher launch. Not really sure what else to do for it, so I just helped it be a chip damage tool. Demon Fox's Operation 1 in Overdrive has been raised from 80 to 95, and the air version has a stronger ground bounce on hit that keeps the opponent close to the Jubei to kind of encourage you to do this for your air strings.
Maybe just
although I'm not sure if that completely is, if that's better than just doing drive chains. But hopefully it is. I'm not really sure what to do for Demon Fox either. I'm kind of blanking on the special changes. What I'm not blanking on though is Wild Lion and Rising Justice, or at least the charged version. Wild Lion has the Operation 2 of its falling hits in Overdrive raised to 95, and it tries to track the opponent within a certain range to prevent accidental cross-ups. Although they can still happen, unfortunately. But when you're like point blank on the Jubei, it'll do a very small hop forward to not jump over them to help it to make it easier for you to adjust. Oh, maybe that's a nerf because the accidental cross-ups that even your opponent probably wouldn't expect are probably helpful to his mix-up game. But I found always having to readjust your commands after doing the accidental side swaps you weren't aware that were going to happen kind of be jarring. But I'm open to feedback on that. The final hit of Wild Lion now also launches higher and close to Jubei as well, which lets you do other stuff off of it. I think, can you do 60 off this? Too slow. What about, well, I think you can do, no. Guess not. Charged Rising Justice in Overdrive. The uncharged version is unchanged. I don't think that needs buffed at all necessarily. Charged Rising Justice sends the opponent higher on hit and will wall stick the opponent in the corner. And I guess do a small wall bounce mid-screen too. It doesn't do that normally, does it? It does not. I guess it wall bounces mid-screen too. But in the corner, I guess it wall bounces in the corner. The fuck? I thought I made it wall stick. Well, that might change, I guess, the next one. You can do more stuff off it, do the higher launch and the wall effect there. Axel. Or mid-screen even, you can do charge, dash. Eh? Pretty sick, eh? Oh. Oh, come on, combo! No! That's what I mean! They fall out of it! Why? That's what I mean! They fall out of the shit and it pisses me off. Okay, apparently that needs more air attackable time, because I'm not letting that fly at all. Uncertain on that, Charged Rising Justice wall bouncing mid-stream, but I do like being able to do this, so I might keep it. We might keep that instead, just a wall stick in the corner instead. That might be better. Let's see. The last two things to show you guys for today are, in fact, two Overdrive distortions, and I'm still getting ready to work on the rest after this. But the two we have to show off right now are Morning Shore and Twilight Tiger. Overdrive Morning Shore has Inspiration 2 raised from 90 to 95, and every hit after the first has had its damage boosted by 50%, because after the first hit of Morning Shore, the base damage drops to like 200 or some shit. Well, now it's 300. Let's see, the final hit, well, I'll just show you what happens after the final hit. Let's just do it raw. After the final hit launches, Jubei will jump, dash, warp into the opponent, and slam them down to the ground with a really nice, flashy air grab. And, just like a normal air throw, you can combo off of it as normal, making Morning Shore, rather than just having to double distortion off of it to get a follow-up, or get a counter hit, you can now just get a follow-up with no meter, as you see fit. Ah, just short of 20k. Oh well. Looking good though, Jubei. Damn, dude. Cranking those damage numbers. The air throw portion has 100 duration too, so it scales really well. And the damage it deals is 2,500 unscaled for the first use, because as we learned recently, if you did another, well, let's actually see. If you do a second Morning Shore, it won't do 2,500, I think. But if you do just one, the first one you do will always do 2,500. Yeah, 750 because of same move duration. Very, very, very good combo extender, though. And especially if you rack it up on high altitudes. Shit, did that wrong. Yes! Finally! Oh, holy shit. That's a lot of damage. Oh, okay, I was trying to... I got greedy there. I should have just went to ET still afterwards. But, yeah, that took a lot of tries. We're gonna move on now. Luckily, I can cut out all the attempts to make the video shorter, but still. Which leaves us to the last thing to show off, which is Overdrive, Twilight Tiger, and part of the reason that I actually another big reason why I added the auto warp in front of Jubei if they trigger the counter change. Overdrive Twilight Tiger now has 110 duration 1, meaning upscales the combo that it starts, and performs a stronger, flashier, retaliating combo ending with Fissuring Slash, which you can still continue the combo after, just like the non-Overdrive Twilight Tiger. And the idea for the 6B starter on this also goes to DigiAngel. I didn't want to change the non-Overdrive one, because that's just how it was in BB Tag, but for the Overdrive one, this one is for you, my friend. Damn, brutal. Oh, I like it a lot. Yeah, the 6B starter on airborne targets was, very, very jank, to say the least. So that's why this happens when you trigger the parry now. Oh. And I guess that still needs more polish, I guess. Fuck. Well, I'll be sure to fix that up before the full release. Shit. Why is all the things that could give me grief with this character is it the fucking super counter? I don't understand. That's kind of a blue ball there, too. I think that'll cover it for today's monthly progress showcase, though. I'm kind of unsure about some of these, but by all means, continue to give me guys your feedback, because it does help a lot, of course, with trying to make the best Jubei that I can possibly make. I think he's coming along very good overall, though. He doesn't have too much left to do, I don't think. We can maybe hope that I get him done in March, potentially. At least that's what I'm hoping. I wouldn't count it just yet, but we can hope. I'll see how things go. Hopefully you all like what you see so far and continue keeping up with his development of sorts. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to catch you in all future uploads. And I'll see you guys later.
This'll be your mark. This'll be no more